Today we got Joe, Trigger Joe Britson.
All right, let's go.
Boom! To try to get a matchup with a gun. Oh, goes the roof! Francis is gunning!
Well, this is just a fist. When I start throwing it around, I can leave one hell of a mess. Let's dance.
Multiple occasions. Wow, it looks like they're going to swing to the very end.
And he wasn't kidding.
Wow!
It's very rare.
What a finish! Another one.
Really poses the question, what do you want to do? Do you want to take a chance and risk getting knocked out?
Oh my God!
Oh my God.
Trying to take care of business, trying to get to It's a knockout! Oh my It's a knockout!
And it's closing in, trying to finish it, and it's over!
Because I'm going to take this foot and I'm going to whop you on that side of your face. There's not a goddamn thing you can do about it.
Buck is brought to you by Modelo.
I killed it!
And we have a new nickname. Okay, we have William Send It 7 Piercing. All right, other than that, we used to call him Willie Pete. We used to call him the Mad Russian.
For his opponent to be quicker on the tangent.
Now you're gonna get it, Bobby.
I think you've had enough. No? Now you've had enough. Bitch.
Wow! How good is this?
Finish him!
Another one.
Everybody gets triggered. It's just if you become a pansy. That's in the Book of Earl.
I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
You called down the thunder, well now you got it.
You gotta be very careful.
What's up, trash talkers? What's going on, Gruntworks Nation? We are live. All right, we are live to talk about UFC and the NFL. And of course, I am your host, the Big Earl, the smartest guy on this panel, obviously. And you know, in the spirit of 2023, I'm going to identify as Nicole and be the best-looking woman on this panel. So sorry, Stacks, that's me.
No, that's factual. That checks out.
Well, anyways, yeah, there's Stacks, the Drunken Cyborg. So make sure you go follow her at VTT's Drunken Cyborg. And with us again, as always, Trigger Joe. All right, so go follow VTT's Trigger Joe. Yeah, I think he has surpassed 600 followers on Facebook, which is enormous for him, seeing it never goes on there. Not quite sure why he does it, but he should. And I am super pleased. So before we get into all of the fights and the NFL games and all that great stuff, there's a QR code up in your corner. Go ahead and scan that. Get yourself a Quick Being a Triggered Pansy shirt, or as Stacks is wearing, the Fuck Around and Find Out Care Bear tank top. All right, go ahead and get that one. Joe's not wearing any shirt that makes any sense, but that's okay. And then as you see that, we'll get into it during the NFL about how that Detroit Lions shirt got tossed real quick. Just took 1 week to not wear that anymore on the show. But you see the other logo is the 10th Mountain Whiskey and Spirit, which is always up there. It's always behind me on this show. And it's always the reason why I'm as funny as I freaking am. Okay, so it's right there. And then on the bottom, you see 10thmountainwhiskey.com /pages/donations. All right, this is what we have. One of my most favorite people in the world on the show, and seeing as I just met Bryan, he's number 637 of my most favorite people. You cracked the top 700, so that's good. But hey, Bryan, whatever one wants to go first, tell us what the hell you're doing on the fight show.
What's going on, fellas? Great to be here tonight. I have waited patiently to make my first pour of the evening with you guys. So just give me 1 second while I pour a little 10th Mountain bourbon out here in Vail, Colorado. Make sure that is done appropriately. Now I am able to ready to start. I actually got a special glass out today with my initials on it, so I know it's mine. So, all is good there, drinking a little bourbon. Nice evening here in Colorado tonight. Excited to be with you. We're going to talk a little 10th Mountain whiskey. We're going to talk a little philanthropy. We're going to talk an adopted platoon program that we have in the works right now. So it's going to be a fun night. We're going to have some fun and hang out a little bit.
All right. Bryan, what's up? What say you, the Marine?
Yeah. That's Ryan pretty much said it all. I don't have to really say shit anymore. He's not
the best color man in the league for nothing, folks. So.
Ryan probably said it best. We're here to talk about whiskey. We're here to talk about philanthropy and how helping out individuals around the country, especially Adopt a Platoon program that we're doing currently, and hopefully people can join in and help us out do that. So we're excited.
So Chris is live right now, or the baker in the background, the other Marine that we have on here. But he put down his crayons for a second and he's scrolling up and down. Tell us a little bit about what this is and what we got going on.
Yeah, well, what we're looking at here is our philanthropy page. It's on our website. You can go to tenthwhiskey.com and check out a handful of the organizations that we support year-round. 10th is 10th, whiskey.com, just for those that can't spell too well. We'll just leave it at that. But certainly a number of different organizations we like to support. Vail Veterans Program, 10th Hut Association, 10th Foundation. If people haven't clued in yet, we're named in honor of the 10th Mountain Army Division, so we do a lot of work up at Drum with the MWR, 10th Foundation, etc. But we don't just focus our philanthropy efforts just on the 10th or the Army, but across all branches as well. So we're always doing something, supporting some reunions, supporting in this case, we're going to talk about an adopted platoon program. So we always get paired up with a 10th Mountain platoon and get to support them while they're deployed, wherever that might be. And we've been doing that since day one. We're in our 10th year now. So we've had an opportunity to support a number of platoons over the years. So we get to dive into that program a little bit tonight. And it's just something that's super important to us as a company overall, as we're a craft distillery in Vail. With a military focus, military affiliated. Bryan, like you mentioned, is a Marine. Got a couple 10th Mountain vets on board with us. Got an Air Force guy as well. So just something that's near and dear to us. I think that's how we originally got connected with VTT as well. So that's been a couple years now, huh?
Oh yeah, it's been 2.5 years. You were one of the first guests on our show. And I love telling people that story. Like, how did you guys link up with 10th Mountain? I was like, well, they came across my Facebook feed and they had this logo that said 10th Mountain and they had this guy with a rifle, and I'm sitting here like, let me reach out to these guys and get them on the show. And I reached out to Ryan and he's like, yeah, we'll come on. And I'm like, hey, send me your service bio. And he's like, no, I didn't serve. And I was like, well, crap, because we're kind of promoting veteran-owned businesses. And well, you're already scheduled. Shit, let's bring you on. And we brought him on, and explaining what he has done, or what 10th Mountain and the whole community around there has done for not only the bases in Colorado, but I mean, anytime we ask Ryan for help, and this is to all you viewers out there and those of you listening later on the podcast platforms. Whenever we ask Ryan for help, he never says no. And we did our 5th Principal Patrolling podcast did a tour. Buddy and I did a tour with the Ultimate Sacrifice Foundation and Kyle, who was riding his bike across the country. And I was like, hey, Ryan, we're stopping in Colorado. You think you want to be a part of this? And not only was he a part of it, I mean, you sponsored it. Now he has your logo on his jersey while he's riding across country. And I just love that Coronado. You're the third guy to jump into the ocean. I want him down there. He's all about it, and just love having you on board. And I know that we'll be at AUSA. All right, we'll be at AUSA in October, and we're going to have a suite at the JW Marriott, and there's going to be 10th Mountain Bourbon and Bryan there. So I already have a few generals lined up to come in and say hi. We're going to have some more in there, and I can. It's amazing what you guys have done for the veteran community. And I'll go to Bryan here for this. But Bryan, explain what the Adopt a Platoon is. Like, what does that even mean? Like, obviously I know what a platoon is. Joe knows what a platoon is. Stacks, she's a first responder. She's just a cop. So just the cop.
And Bryan, before we jump into that, I just want to make sure that you guys know that the whiskey is on the way currently out to Virginia. So it is en route, which is exciting. And you did mention Kyle, that crazy man that rode his bike from Boston out to Coronado. And I was actually just hanging out with Kyle in New Hampshire 6 days ago. So there you have it.
Oh, nice. Yeah. And again, we'll raise a glass to, his battle buddy, Jermaine. That was part of it as well. And old JC. JC saying, what's up, boys? JC Callahan. He also resides in the great state, the great country of Texas, and in the city of El Paso. So it's like, hey, it's funny how we don't see each other that often, JC. I think you're ducking me. I would too.
Well, if JC's on right now, JC, you know why I haven't been able to text you and Kyle back? Because I've been on doing some random podcast with some dudes tonight. So they've been blowing up my phone over here, and I haven't been able to reply back. So what's up, JC?
Nice. And then, my brother is on as well again, watching from Waukesha, Wisconsin, and he is all about betting with us. He made a mistake, and we'll talk about that when we get into the betting form this past weekend. But he still came out pretty close to even. But Bryan, I'm going to turn it over to you. Tell us what does this Adopt a Platoon mean? How much does it cost? Is there ways to get in there a little bit? I'm the one ducking you. No, JC. No. Negative. All right. So we're going to fight next time I see you. And we both got a battery in our ass, so it's going to be a fair fight. All right. Bryan.
Yeah. Adopt a Platoon. Yeah. So Adopt a Platoon is a program that helps out deployed military personnel that are all around the world, usually in third world countries that need a little bit more supply and a little bit more love out there than some of the places like Italy or France. Because if you're in those two and you need a fucking care package, you have real money issues and you're not spending your money right out there for your per diem. But this program is an amazing program that helps out deployed individuals, that gives them a little joy or gives them a little piece of home and gives them something to look forward to either while they're there or when they're going home, reading a note from someone that did a handwritten note saying thank you for your service and thank you for your continuing service. So it's always wonderful to see that, and it's quite an honor to do something like this and help out another platoon and another group of men that are out there serving their country. So this program does that. And ways to donate is if you go to that hyperlink, if you guys are seeing it across your screen currently and you're watching this live, /pages/donations on 10thwhiskey.com, that'll bring you straight to a page for an Adopt a Platoon that we created. You can go to the very bottom of that page. It says click to donate. It'll bring you straight to Adopt a Platoon. You have multiple choices on there and how you can donate that way. Or you can send us products directly if you want to collaborate with us and send out products with us. Hit us up on any of our social media at 10th Whiskey, or email Tom, Tom, at 10thwhiskey.com, and we'll get you guys going and get those care packages sent out in a timely manner to these young men that are helping us.
Yeah, very, very nice. Well said, Bryan. And, the big Earl here puts his stamp on this. If for some reason you don't think this money's going to the right place, just email me. I'll square you away. Make sure that you're tracking exactly what 10th Mountain does, exactly who they are. Like we do with they're not a nonprofit, but the same principle of when we bring nonprofits on here. We bring nonprofits on this show so that you can see who they are, right? And they can tell you exactly what they're doing with the money that you send. So what are the donations? Is it like a $5, $10, any amount? Does it matter? Is there a certain amount that goes to something? Like, can you like pick like, hey, I want to sponsor X? Like, you know what I'm saying, Ryan? Is there anything like that the viewers need to understand?
Yeah, I wish we were that sophisticated to say your specific dollar is going to go to X, but we're not at that level yet. So what we're doing, we collect a number of different items and goodies, and it could be a bunch of dip, it could be some magazines, it could be rugs and carpets or towels, it could be beef sticks, beef jerky. I've got a snack company, Undercover Snacks, is donating a bunch of product. I've got Element, which is a salt rehydration powder company that's donated a bunch of product. Stuff along those lines. If you're an owner of a company that has a specific product that can travel well overseas, some products don't necessarily, i.e. chocolates that can melt, don't often end up at their destination looking like they should. But items such along those lines, stuff that travels well, that's a little lighter, that can't break is what we're looking for. Just comfort items, like Bryan said, just items to make sure the troops know that we're thinking about them back here, make sure that they know we appreciate them, and just items that make them feel good. It's just simple, easy stuff. So we'll get together a whole bunch of stuff on our side of things, and then we've reached out to a handful of companies, and a handful of companies that have come to us after they've seen our social post asking if they can donate some of their product. And in the end, when we'll box it all up, sometimes it's 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes, big ass boxes that we're ended up shipping over. So we really like to dial in the platoons. Some of the guys, some of the soldiers, some of the vets that see what we send over, we often get back. We're like, damn, I wish we got adopted by you guys, man. We got adopted by, God bless them, some librarians, but librarians don't send such quite.
Books ain't got no pictures in them.
So, right. So, if you want to allocate or you want to direct, if you're donating $5 or $100, whatever it is, to a specific company or a specific product, and we're happy to go out and get that product. We'll take pictures of it. Kind of on the level of where we're at, we do 10% off for military across the board every day of the year. No questions asked. We don't even ask the CIDs. If someone wants to take advantage of us, then we think karma is going to take care of them sooner or later. So that's where we're at. We're an honest group. We're an honest association and company, right? And so, but again, yeah, certainly feel free to vet us and talk to Big Earl about us and whatnot. So that's actually how Bryan and I got to know each other. Bryan sits on the board of another military nonprofit called Base Camp 40. Takes hunt.
Let's get them on the show, Bryan.
Right? Yeah. So then Bryan, after a while, is sick of his other job. Maybe not sick, but I don't want to put words in your mouth, Bryan. But was excited to come sell whiskey for us. So wanted to come lead up our military sales, and we're like 100%, man, absolutely. But that's how Bryan and I originally met, was through Base Camp 40 reaching out to us for some support. So it's something that we're passionate about, and so Adopt a Platoon is another way to do that. And so it's just a lot of great items that we're sending over to the troops, just to make sure they know us back here thinking about them. So
that's awesome. Thanks, Ryan. And a few things on that. I need to do my Justin Fields and walk back when I go defense thing. No bad coaching thing from the Bears. But when I said, Stacks, DrunkenCyborg's just a first responder, just everybody needs to remember that first responders put their kid on every single day. All right, every single day. There isn't, 3 or 4 days without a firefight, maybe 2 weeks without something. Every single day they're putting their kid on, and they're going to make your life safer. So Stacks, it was simply just a first responder joke, but we all know here at VTT that we love you, and we respect every first responder, because again, think about that. Some of you pro vets out there, they put their kid on every single day. Every day. And then Joe can speak on this as well. We were in a patrol base in Samarra, Iraq in about 2006. And Turkey had shut off their northern border. And then Al-Qaeda had blew up the bridge that supported our patrol base. And that was all in a plan to overrun us, right? We were rationing Hot Pockets for meals. And those care packages showed up. Right. And it was like, Wow, beef jerky never tasted so freaking good.
You can't put a price on a good care package. It changes the entire dynamic of the group.
So for those of you who, if you have an extra $50 to give, this is something that will make 100% make somebody smile. 100%. Now it's not like, the give $5 you can feed an African kid, for a month. Like, no, this will 100% make an American service member smile, right? Like, so if you can get over there, if you can anything, $10, $5, doesn't matter, right? And again, some of you probably already give, doesn't really matter. But all right, hey, I'll give you guys a last word to say before we get into the fights in NFL, and you guys are more than welcome to stick around for it because it's a lot of fun. But yeah, last word before we get to the fights.
Brian, go for it, bud.
Yeah, so you guys know a little bit of my past. I'm a former Marine. I did combat tour over in Afghan in 2008 for the reinvasion. So those care packages do mean a lot. Where I was at, that's the only way we got food or supplies at all was just care packages, and it was just drop packages out of a C-130. And hopefully we got the stuff before the locals stole it. But it was amazing to get those care packages. So please do donate. And before I was in this job, I was a first responder, so I get it. I support you. I was a federal agent with DHS. I know the battle. I know the group. So thank you for what you do currently.
All right, perfect. Let's get into the fights. Now, we started a new scoring system where there will be a champ labeled at every UFC. And currently, we have a tie at the top. Bill, who's not here, because he's going exactly where that field artillery motherfucker belongs, and that's Fort Sill. All right? That's where you belong. You go there and you rot in Oklahoma hell, because that's what you get for not being an infantry. But Bill, we love you. All right? And, best to your family and the PCS move and everything that's going on. But he's got 2 points, and it's a generous 2 point, right? Trigger Joe, because
it's an integrity 2 points.
Let's get into a little bit of last week of how bad the judges were. That cost us a little bit of money, not a lot of money, but a little bit of money. And what did the judges do on that one fight that were gracing Bill a point on?
Well, the dude didn't tap. He got put to sleep. And so they let the round end, and then the guy couldn't continue, and they called it a no contest. And they absolutely missed it. And stuff like that happens.
Before he got put to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. The week before that, Carlos Olberg had a guy subbed up against the fence, and the guy's sitting there tapping in this little gap, and Herb Dean's on the other side, and it's like, hey, you might want to put a pair of eyes on his free hand because he's out. I was screaming at the TV because I had Olberg finish, and I thought they were going to let the round go out. I'm like, he's tapping. I mean, you can see it from the eagle's eye camera. And sometimes these refs can really screw up a fight. So think about that carefully when you get on to bet some of these fights. Some of the props are the way to go, especially the best value.
And my brother's watching. He was betting with us for the first time, and I was like, "Welcome to UFC judging."
And then there's a draw for the main event. Like everybody's parlay that was about ready to cash out and score well that night, ruined. Because draw is an option on FanDuel. So if you don't pick a draw and you picked a winner, you both lose. So it was crazy, man.
Show is the big Earl, because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So
just
pick the draw there. All right, well there you have it. That's the recap from last week. Just some bad judging, some bad. Thankfully he didn't die because he's getting choked out, and it didn't stop the fight, but. Remember, when we call these fights, do not listen to me. All right? I do not give two shits about the UFC. I don't know who they are. I pick them based off their name and their jawline. That's about it. If your name ends in a Chev, I'm probably picking you. Okay, because it's Chev. Right? You probably ate rats growing up. That's what I do. Now, listen to Joe. Okay, Joe is very, very good at this. All right, Stacks we thought was good at it, but we'll see if she can make a comeback.
Stacks, I told you you're gonna have to get to 500, or you're gonna eat crap from Nick.
Joe got into a lot of trouble picking upsets last year with Bill. He never recovered. You actually picked a favorite, and then an upset actually happened. So that was just unfortunate.
Oh, only upset on the card was Stacks' fight.
But these experts will give you their betting opinion on the round, how it's going to end, and like you're not going to see any other show or gambling advice like this. Like they will literally say, "Hey, put $20 on this type of submission," right? Because this is how we think it's going to go down. These people live, breathe, eat it. I don't give a shit. However, I do live, breathe, and eat 10th Mountain freaking bourbon and the NFL. So I'm going to drink that, and I'm going to watch the NFL. And so just listen to me when I talk about the NFL. I'm number one on my pick and leave of like 60 people. And yeah, it's that simple. You just pay attention to the athletes. Okay, let's get into this first fight because I'm sure Chris is getting pissed off. It's already freaking, 9:30 his time, whatever the hell time it is. But we got a featherweight fight. All right, and we got Ramos Ricardo at 16-4 versus Charles Jourdain coming in at 14-6-1. Now the big girl, as I do my rock impression, I talk in the third person. The big girl did a lot of studying on this fight, and I was like, you know what? As I looked at where these guys are from, how they trained. All right, what's up, Raymond True Blood? Beers to you, brother. Do some bourbon, by the way. I'm going Charles Jourdain by a hockey stick strike to the face. All right, first round knockout, hockey stick across the face. Doesn't matter how he got the hockey stick in the octagon. Doesn't matter to me. All right, but it's going to get thrown in there, and he's going to use it. Why? Why, Joe?
10% truth rule?
Yeah.
He's French Canadian.
He's from fucking Canada, right? That's what he's going to do. It's that simple. But anyways, this is Joe's pick for his point. So, Joe, break this fight down and give us what's going to happen.
Too easy. I do not trust this Ramos. I just don't. He got folded up in the first round against Lerone Murphy a couple fights ago. Lerone Murphy's a career decision guy. Chuck Jordan, for you French Canadian goofballs at Fight Night picks, Matt and Craig, who call him Jean Jourdain. His name's Chuck Jordan. He's fighting in America. Anyways.
So we speak American here, motherfucker.
He's 4-1 in his last 5. Ultra active, lands almost 6 significant strikes a minute. Out of his 14 wins, he's got 12 finishes. The dude's out there doing Spartan kicks and screaming, "Come on," in a guy's face in the third round. He's got a gas tank that never ends. And this Ramos goes through the most vicious weight cut I've ever seen a featherweight make. He looks like he's had mono for 2 months and somebody just sucked the fat out of him with a vacuum on the scales. He looks like he's ready to die. So Jordan actually was doing very well at lightweight, and he's more of a true featherweight. So he dropped down. He's won 4 out of his last 5 since he's done it, and he's looked better in each fight. So I think he takes it to Ramos pretty good. His striking's much more crisp. It's much more accurate. And Ramos is kind of wild. He'll get weighted into brawls. So I'm going to take Jordan wearing him down, destroying that lead leg with the low kick, and then finishing him with a 1-2 in the third round. Jordan, third round TKO.
All right, perfect. Stacks, what say you on this fight?
On this one, I went with a round 2 KO with Jordan.
All right, so there you have it, fight fans. Get after it.
Big Earl, I find it a bit peculiar that your pick was some guy named Charles.
Well, why is it peculiar?
I mean, it's a little better if you go by his nickname Chuck, but Charles is not really that. I'd rather go with.
And again, I really don't care who they are, except that the fact that he's from Canada. So I harness my inner Colorado, where you guys are from, where South Park is from. And when you watch the South Park movie, they warn you that they will attack you from Canada with hockey sticks. All right, so that is exactly where I got that pick from.
That makes sense.
So, yeah.
It all checks out.
That makes sense.
It all makes sense. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, and now this is a Bill fight, which I have the pleasure of breaking down. Not as well as Joe did. I'll let Joe or Stacks break this down, whatever one wants to. But it's a welterweight fight, and we got Bryan Battle. All right, coming in at 10-2 versus AJ Fletcher, coming in at 10-2 as well. Now the big Earl, when I studied this fight, I took a lot of time. I looked at it. I was studying the specs. All right, you got somebody's like 6'1", whatever. It doesn't really matter. All right, I'm going to go Battle by Red Rider Eye Poke in the first round. Okay. Does anybody get why I said that? Because it's Bryan Battle. It's BB. All right. However, Bill somewhat agrees with me. All right. Bill, for his points, says it's going to be a second round submission. All right. Joe, break this fight down. Does Bill got that right?
Same fighter, different finish type. Battle has, and I don't think I'll ever see this again at the welterweight level, a 10-inch reach advantage. AJ Fletcher has T-Rex arms, and I'm amazed you didn't go with him by bow and arrow strike because, Fletcher. But anyways.
Maybe I wasn't as clever as you, Joe.
I went a little Robin Hood on that one.
All right.
But
you ever think about that?
Fletcher's another guy who will get weighted in. And Battle coming out of the Ultimate Fighter after that Trayshawn Gore fight, I wasn't a believer. And then he had a pretty shitty performance in his next fight against Fakhrutdinov, but he kind of got out-veteraned on that one, and he was a rookie. He's looked better in his last two, knocked out Takashi Sato, knocks out Gabe Green, and here we go. And Fletcher's given up a lot of height. He's a wrestler. He's built like a wrestler. What else is a guy that's built like that going to do? He's going to try and take him down. And I like Battle's ground game to stay, his defensive wrestling to stay on his feet long enough to deliver one of those kicks, to wobble him and get him in trouble. But AJ Fletcher has never been finished. So unless he hits him with a high kick, I don't see it happening. And Bill's that's a pretty crafty pick, the submission. But I'm going to go ahead and say Battle wins the decision on this one because Fletcher is a tough out. He's also 10-2, and he's never been KO'd and never been subbed. So I think Battle wins the decision here and puts on a pretty good striking class and wins a unanimous decision, 29-28, because I'll say Fletcher lands a takedown in one round. And I think it's going to be a really good fight.
All right, awesome. All right, Drunken Cyborg, what say you?
Yeah, I went Battle with decision all day on this one.
All right, so Bill's going to take it. This could be a chance.
Fletcher's got the physique of a Greek god. You guys are choosing the guy with the cool name?
All right, I was gonna go to 10th Mountain here. I was gonna say, what do you think about that?
I don't know. I mean, that's what I think. Clearly, I'm going to
10 inches
all day long. Look at this beast. Come on.
10 inches of reach.
Yeah, you got 10 inches
T-Rex.
of reach, but Fletcher has the technique to actually take down Battle. If you saw the last couple performances that Fletcher did, they were actually fucking phenomenal with techniques. So
Fletcher's stepping up in competition from Themba Gorimbo to Bryan Battle, though. And Battle's looked very good in his last two fights. So very well could happen. I would not be surprised to see him land a takedown or two, but I think Battle does enough on the feet to win a decision here.
Joe, it's been a while since we talked about this, so we should. I think it's about time we bring it back up. So years ago,
I already know what you're going to say, so go ahead.
Years ago, back in the day, right? Back in the day, Joe looked like a Greek god, right? He had his abs, he had his muscles, and in comes this lanky motherfucker named Nick, right? That's me, right? So in comes me, and we square off in the grass octagon that is Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Right?
Yeah, grass octagon indeed.
Right? And Joe gets put to his back rather harshly. Okay? Not saying that it was my skill or talent, but it was, right? Rather harshly.
It was a failed hip toss, gentlemen.
Yeah. Anyway,
we had go-fasters on wet grass.
That failed hip toss resulted in a whisper to my ear, my shoulders out, don't embarrass me. And I was like, no problem, buddy. And I didn't embarrass him. we kind of rolled around. We wrestled for a little bit, but again, it doesn't always matter who looks like the Greek god, Ryan, because the skinny guy might have a little bit of what's called leverage.
I understand that. My only question in that fight between the two of you
Nick that doesn't let facts get in the way of a good story, Brian.
My only questions was Joe wearing those same sunglasses back then?
They would have been knocked off his face if they were.
That's right, Brian. I am dangerous.
All right, let's get it. Now we get to this drunken cyborg portion of the fight show. We gotta, not because she's a woman, this is just by coincidence. All right, women's strawweight fight. Before we get into this fight, let's go to the fight that she's gonna pick for her points. All right, so we're gonna go to an undercard fight. All right, in the prelims. So those of you watching for the first time, I have the experts pick fights for points. And I try to do it where there's similar odds in the fights, and so that's why we have to go to the undercard for this. We have Usman versus Collier. All right, who do we got in this one, Cyborg?
So on this one, I believe Collier, like, he's going to come out with a lot of speed that Usman just doesn't have.
What the fuck? Collier, you think that's a speed demon?
It is. Yeah, he is. Compared to Usman, yes. I'm not saying he's super fast, but
you know how fast he picks up a beer? Fast as fuck.
Compared to Usman, 100%, I think he's faster. But he's also, he doesn't pick his shots. He just throws random shit. He does not have the same strength as Usman. So honestly, I think he's going to get shoved up against the fence until he gets worn down. Usman's going to do exactly what he did in his last fight, take him to the ground. Once he's on the ground, he's going to get ground and pound. I don't see this ending in submission. I'm going to go with a round 2 KO on the ground.
For Collier?
No, Usman.
Usman. Okay, I don't want to screw that up. You sure you don't want to switch it because I said that?
It's Usman. Yep.
Okay.
Nope.
Usman. Gotcha. Hopefully you make a comeback. All right, now the Baker, if we could please get back to the main card. And let's get to this women's strawweight fight where we got Rodriguez versus Gomez. Rodriguez is coming in at 16-3-2, and Gomez is 18-11. Now, you got to pay attention to this because this is a different picture of Michelle here. Because what I saw on the UFC page when I was doing my studying was Michelle had a haircut. All right. And I was like, dude, that's strategic as shit. All right. So I'm going Michelle with a hair pull on Marina, throat strike because she cut her hair, eliminating that possibility against her. So hair pull, throat strike, second round. All right, Stacks, what say you on the hair pull, throat strike?
Disregard that rabbit. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely. So actually on this one, I am going to go with the upset. Because
This is going to be a fun season.
I don't even give a shit. I don't even give a shit. The way she throws her kicks and how fucking quick they are and everything. And then, look, Rodriguez on the ground did not impress me even a little bit. Not even a little bit. She gets to the ground.
Yeah, I ain't gonna go there.
Submission, but I'm gonna go with a decision on this.
With Michelle?
I just want to cause chaos, man. That's all I want to do.
With Michelle? Yeah. You're calling Michelle by decision? Now remember, Joe, she doesn't lose any points on this, so she might just be having a good time. So, Joe, what's
I believe that Stacks is just picking with her heart on this one. But that's all right.
Yes, this one is a heart chaos pick 100%, and I can't lose points on it.
Okay.
So chaos!
Well, okay, so Michelle Waterson Gomez has a few things going on, mainly a 1-4 record in her last 5, and she's a mama. And usually they do not come back after having kids. I respect her for that. Everybody loves Michelle Waterson Gomez. However, this fight makes no sense. It happened. And it was a very clear victory for Marina Rodriguez. It happened 2 fights ago in Waterson's career. So what do they do after she loses 2 more? It's time for a rematch. That makes a lot of sense, Dana White. I don't know what you're doing, but anyways, I got Marina Rodriguez putting on a striking masterclass, and Michelle Waterson Gomez is going to show the wear and tear of 29 professional fights.
Chaos.
So Rodriguez by unanimous decision And if you want to get froggy, because this one's not going to be in my parlay other than money line, just because women's fights are crazy with judges, Marina Rodriguez by TKO would be my prop on FanDuel for this one.
I'm going to put this out there live. All right. I have never missed a fight after giving birth to a child. All right.
You're undefeated, aren't you?
Undefeated. I'm undefeated in octagon, and I've never missed a fight because of giving birth. All right.
Yeah.
Those are 2 facts.
I was wondering about that. Thanks for clarifying. That makes a lot of sense.
I'm just saying, fact check the fact that I've never given birth. Like I've.
Oh, I thought you just meant your socks were standing up straighter.
So far, you gotta leave the future open, man.
Yeah, we gotta leave it open. So, all right, I was gonna give 10th Mountain a pick on this, but I'm not. I'm gonna give 10th Mountain the breakdown of this next fight. All right, so we got the co-main event, and we got Bryce Mitchell at 15-2 going against Dan Ige at 17-6. Now, if you look at these guys, all right, you got to put some serious thought into them. You got to put a lot of time, a lot of little film watching, and all the expertise that I have. And I'm going to go with Daniel Ige by Achilles bite. All right. Now, you guys might not know this, but there's like Joe talked about earlier in the show. Only the sky cam sees everything. When the ref's on the other side, he's going to bite his Achilles, and the ref won't see it. And all you're going to see is a tap. So I'm going Dan Ige with an Achilles bite. All right. So 10th Mountain, what say you on this?
Bryan?
Bryce Mitchell has some great ground game, but his stand-up is actually pretty decent. Last fight I saw of his. Dan, if I remember correctly, he has a phenomenal ground game and not the best stand-up. I could be fucking wrong.
It's a little flip-flop. I mean,
Yeah.
he did knock out Adrian Yanez and upset him and ruin one of my parlays not too long ago. So he does have some hands.
He does. Yeah, it's
not much of a kickboxer. He's more of a just basic boxer, but he's got some good
Yeah.
combinations with his hands.
To be honest, I'm going to go with Bryce Mitchell.
Nice. How's it going to happen?
Probably second round submission.
All right. Well, I smell a bet coming up here. In the event that our experts disagree with you. Now, obviously, I don't give a shit, but let's see. Let's go with Stacks. Break this fight down for us. What do you see going on?
So I'm going with Thug Nasty on this one. I have to. I love the man. Also the camo shorts, just oh my god, love it. Besides that, I do feel like Ige is gonna give him some serious trouble on the ground. I do. He does have really good groundwork though. Stand up. Their power to me, I think Bryce Mitchell has a little bit more power, but honestly, their striking for me is pretty evenly matched. So I'm gonna say this one's gonna go to decision, and it's gonna end up being Thug Nasty taking it by decision.
And who's that?
That's Bryce Mitchell.
Okay, yeah. Just to clarify for the rest of the idiots.
It's just fun to say.
Yeah,
Just say it once.
Hey, Ryan didn't know who you were talking about either. So Ryan and I are on the same page.
It's Thug Nasty, man.
Joe, what say you on this?
Oh boy, Bryce Mitchell's got to be dying to get back in there after what he did against Topuria. Ilya Topuria brutalized him, and
so sad.
Bill and I both agreed in that fight that Topuria was our pick, and I can't remember who picked Bryce Mitchell. But we actually, we went up against somebody. We had some guests on that, and we won that one. But his wrestling it's just nonstop. The kid doesn't work. He doesn't ever. He looked like he had the flu or something in his last fight. So he was on a absolute meteor to the top until he ran into a brick wall named Topuria. And Dan Ige is tougher than a $2 steak. The dude he's a veteran. He got taken lightly by an up-and-coming star recently by Adrian Yanez, and he put his lights out for it. He's got 5 knockouts and 5 submissions, so he's pretty well-rounded. But Bryce Mitchell has 9 submission victories. He's only lost that one. He's lost 2 by submission, but one was early in his career. I think Mitchell is going to probably take a round to a round and a half to get inside, and then he's going to take it home for the last 2 rounds and win a decision against Dan Ige, because Dan Ige's never been finished. And I don't think Bryce Mitchell finishes him, but I do think he puts on a wrestling clinic for the last 10 minutes and survives whatever onslaught Ige will bring in the first round, because he will come out pretty guns hot trying to take Mitchell's head off after what Topuria did. Because Topuria is another smaller, stockier guy, and I'm not smaller, shorter, stockier guy he was able to get inside and hurt Mitchell. He just hits way harder than Ige. And Ige's got some tread on the tires, but he's definitely no spring chicken either. So he's not going to be as fast as Topuria or as strong. And I think Mitchell will be able to withstand that and get him on the ground second round and keep him there till the judges, unless he subs him in the third. So if you got a double chance on there, I'm taking Mitchell by decision. But if you got a double chance option on DraftKings or FanDuel, go Mitchell by submission or points.
Nice. Yeah, you gave me some PTSD there, Joe, because I was in a Cinemax movie called Get Inside and Hurt.
Was that on 3? It was on at 3 in the morning on Cinemax, wasn't it?
I know, but like
Saturday.
I'm just saying, I was in the beginning of my career, and I just, it is what it is. All right, but before we get into the main card, again, you have that little QR code up there in the corner. Go there and scan that, and you get yourself a nice little shirt like "Quit Being a Triggered Pansy," which is a message for everybody. And then you get the stacks, fuck around and find out thing. All right, go get yourself a discount. The other symbol up in there is 10th Mountain Whiskey Spirit Company. Go there, put in the code VTT, get yourself a discount. You can click the veteran thing, that's fine too. Doesn't matter. All right, either one. Go get yourself a great bottle of bourbon. Cordial's outstanding. The potato vodka is a big favorite here. Hoping that once you got to get licensed in Texas, I got a lot of places that love that. And it's going to be right now. Just go get it. And then Dwight Hill is just waking up on the chat thread. Before I get into him, let me finish my plugs, Dwight. We'll talk about you. And then at the bottom of the screen, you see this running. All right, whiskey.com /donation. All right. Oh, MD Kaz from WTF Radio is on. What's up, dude? Hey, we got to get you on the show, either this one or the other one. Again, shit, everybody's coming at this on my plug time. All right. Go there, 10thwhiskey.com. Yes. So /pages /donations. The money you give to that doesn't go to bourbon, although it should, right? But it goes to platoons that are deployed. All right, go get after it. Send the money there. It's gonna. And again, if you don't trust Bryan and 10th Mountain, email me. Feel free to email me. I will explain to you exactly what they've been doing the 2.5 years that I've known them, and everything they've been doing for the veteran community. They are phenomenal people. It's a phenomenal company. So get after it before we get into this main event. Now, Dwight Hill is watching. Now, Joe doesn't even know Dwight Hill. Stacks doesn't know Dwight Hill. But, I know Dwight Hill. This guy, I'm telling you right now, was my RTO. Okay? And this motherfucker.
Sorry to hear that, Dwight.
Exactly. So Joe knows that. Right? This guy is a monster. All right, like I would be running around not caring where my radio is, and I'm not carrying the radio, right? I'm running like a chick with my head cut off, and I turn around for the radio, and guess who was always there? Dwight Hill. All right, you're a hero, my friend. You are a great soldier. You're one of the best people I've ever served with. You were always there when I needed you, and I love you. I love you to death. Anything you need, gotcha. All right, so there you go. All right, let's get to the main event. We got a lightweight fight, and we got Fiziev at 12-2 versus Gamrot at 22-2. Now, I don't ever pick the main event because I just stopped giving a shit at this point in time. So, Joe, let's break it down.
Whew, man, this is going to be action packed. I got Fiziev in this one, and I think it's going all the way. I think it's going to go the distance because Gamrot is durable, and this dude likes to wrestle, but he will never be able to strike with Fiziev. He's way too wild. He takes way too many chances, and against such a good kickboxer like Fiziev, he's going to get tuned up if he does that. So I think Gamrot gets his wrestling going for maybe 1 or 2 rounds, but he's going to lose in the striking battle. And Fiziev is very strong. He's not a guy he's just going to throw to the ground. His defensive wrestling is highly underrated. There's a reason why Justin Gaethje, an All-American wrestler, stayed on the feet with him because he didn't want to waste a bunch of energy trying to get that bag of muscle to the ground. Gamrot doesn't have a very high fight IQ. He does some stupid shit. And when I bet on somebody, I'm going to watch the whole fight. And he had my blood pressure through the roof against Beneil Dariush. So many he makes mistakes against talent like that. And you can tell his corner doesn't know what they're dealing with. And with Fiziev, after getting beat by Gaethje, you can tell he's going to want to come in there and eat Gamrot's heart. So I think Fiziev's got something to prove. He's going to prove it. And it's going to be a really good fight. But I got Fiziev winning a unanimous decision, 48-47. And Gamrot's going to look like the Elephant Man when it's all over.
Ooh, very nice.
He's gonna wear some punches and kicks.
That's Elephant Man would have been something I would have said, but Cyborg, what say you?
I mean, I basically the same exact thing. I've got Fiziev by decision 100%. He outstrikes Gamrot every freaking time. His fight IQ is just so much freaking higher, and his defense on takedowns is not to be overlooked. Like, yes, Gamrot has some great groundwork, but you got to get him to the ground to be able to do that. And it's not going to be an easy task, and he's going to wear himself out so that when he does finally, because I do see him getting him to the ground at least once or twice, but when he does get him to the ground, he's going to be so goddamn worn out that he's not going to be able to keep fighting him like he was on the feet, and he's not going to be able to stand with him on the feet for anything that's meaningful. So I don't think he gets put away, though. There's no friggin' way in my mind that Gamrot gets put away. He's far too durable. It's got to be Fiziev by decision, in my opinion.
Nice. And before we go over to 10th Mountain for their pick on the main event, MD Kaz is trolling, and he actually got the hook, line, and sinker on our producer, the Marine, on how he fell for it. All right, Kaz says, why are there no female main event fights with male undercards? Right? Well, first of all, why did you assume Fiziev's and Gamrot's gender, Kaz? All right? They
wasn't very sensitive of you.
Yeah, not very nice of you.
Rude.
Those could be female fighters. We just don't know yet. All right? And we're going to find out later. But anyways, last week, in fact, was a female main event with a bunch of male undercards.
Put the whole country to sleep. Thanks, ladies.
Exactly.
Nice
Thanks,
draw.
ladies.
Nice draw in the main event at 1 in the morning. Glad I stayed up for it.
Right, and I'm sure Spanky's going to get really upset about that on WTF. She stopped watching us because we disagree. Yeah, so Spanky, we love you. We hope all the best for you. And but either that, yeah. 10th Mountain, what say you on this main event?
Brian, I'll start
Brian,
because with two names like this, Rafael Fiziev and Mateus Gamrot, this is going to be a hell of a fight. That's all I'm saying. I don't have a fucking clue who's going to win, but I'm going to toss it over to Brian to clue me in a little bit. But I'm just excited for the two names fighting. That's awesome.
Hey, Ryan, before Bryan with a B goes, Ryan, if you had to pick an ending, how's it going to end? Like a gun to your head, 5 seconds, how's it going to end? 4, 3.
Fiziev in a decision through all three rounds.
Oh, really? Nothing. That's all you come up with? Like,
No chances.
Like,
No chances.
knee dislocation. Okay, all right. So, Brian,
Oh, you wanted me to get creative like you got. My bad.
I mean, I literally spent the same amount of time as you did on these picks, so.
You didn't even pick it.
I don't even know. All right, Brian, who you got?
Yeah, no, it's Physio. And I was going to say fourth TKO.
Nice. All right. There you have it,
Sure.
fight fans. And you know, this is where we get into the money-making part. So this is what I always tell you guys. Take your pen out. Okay, write this down. Write it down. All right, write down what they say. Now, you put enough money on the singles bets to cover your parlays bets. Your parlays are probably going to lose. The reason why Vegas has giant buildings is because of parlays. Like, oh, look at this. I can bet $50 and win $3,000, right? But, oh, and then the judges say that this person won, or it's a draw, right? And then, oh, well, there you go. There goes your six-legger, all right? There goes your six-fighter. So we have cracked the code on how to win money on the NFL and the UFC. We've done it, all right? So just listen to us when we tell you how to do it. Bet on the locks. And sometimes the locks are minus 600, so you got to bet $50 to win freaking $4, right? It is what it is, right? But you bet that, and then whatever you're going to win from those locks, put it on the parlay, right? If that parlay hits, then you made a shit ton of money off of whatever it is. And the disclaimer: if you don't have money, don't gamble. If you have an alcohol problem, don't buy 10th Mountain Bourbon. All right, don't. All right, if it's bothering you, don't drink. Right, it is what it is. However, we do have the solution to your gambling issue. If you listen to us, we can make you win. And so do it this way: put it on the locks, all right, and then put it on the parlays. Don't have money, don't gamble. Joe, give us the locks, the parlays, and your DraftKings sleeper.
My DraftKings sleeper, probably there's a good chance he doesn't win the fight. But I'm gonna say Dan Ige, just because he's gonna score you some points. If you're building a team and you got to take an underdog, there's not a lot of underdog hype on this card. I like Tim Means is a pretty solid underdog. He's fighting a guy that's been knocked out 4 times in a row. I don't know how he's the underdog, but Tim Means is another good one. My locks are in the first fight: Tamires Vidal over Montserrat Rendon. Okay, it's a female fight, but she is going to tee this girl up. Take Tamires Vidal. Then Jacob Malkoun over Cody Brundage, which is also a prelims fight. And then Marina Rodriguez, who Stacks picked against, is another one of my locks.
Chaos!
So, all right, and here goes the parlay. We're going to go from the bottom up.
It's going to be fun next week.
Yeah. We're going to go from the bottom up. Tamires Vidal, and then in the next fight up, Mizuki. She's got one name up against Hannah Goldie. Take Mizuki. She's going to destroy her. Then Jacob Malkoun, Charles Jourdain in the first fight of the main card, Marina Rodriguez, Danny Ige, and Bryce Mitchell to go the over 2.5 rounds or go the distance, whatever your gambling site gives you. And then Fiziev. That's a 7-fighter.
Very nice. Very nice. All right, Stacks. Did you put a parlay and some locks together?
I did, in fact. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So Vidal is a lock for me as well. Mizuki is 100% a lock for me. I went with Malkoun as well. And Fiziev, I'm definitely putting a lock on him. Basically, my parlay is all of my locks at this point. So I've got Vidal.
Real original
Mizuki,
Stacks.
Malkoun, I know Usman, Mitchell, and Fiziev as my parlay, and then I'm going with that sleeper because chaos.
You put that in your parlay, and I tell you what. So you're gonna go. So I hear you right, Stacks. So I'm gonna put some money on what you're saying. So you got Vidal, you got Malkoun, you got Mizuki or whatever that was. All right, and then is there another one before the wild card?
There's Usman.
Oh, you got Usman. Okay, I didn't write that up. Usman. And then you got Fiziev.
I didn't put her in.
Oh, Cyborg's gone.
Am I?
The internet will not let her say Michelle Watterson.
Rude. I'm still here. What the fuck?
What did you do, Alice?
Everybody.
Now we have feedback.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just crapped out for a second, came back. Okay.
When she said she was out for the NFL, she meant it.
I was about to give her so much hype. And here we go.
Shit.
Here we go.
I didn't put her in my parlay.
Whoever's mocking Nick on the other end, it's not funny.
Yeah. All right. Let's go. All right. I think she got muted. All right. She was gonna leave for the NFL anyways. But I'm gonna put money on her parlay. All right. And I think her parlay was Vidal, Malkoun, Usman, Fiziev, and then whoever the hell is fighting Marina. Right. So I'm gonna put some money on that.
Just put that money underneath the kindling and light it on fire.
Until it happens, sucker. All right.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna put $5 on that. Everybody watching, I'm gonna put $5. That's about it. So, all right. Now let's get. Oh, Kelly Ramirez is watching. What's up, Kelly? Air Force flyboy. All right. Like every once in a while, we gotta have these Air Force guys on here, and he's like, "Yeah, let the dumpster fire burn." So anybody who doesn't know, Ram is the guy I picked up off the streets in Nebraska. All right, the homeless guy. I picked him up. All right, I brought him on the show, and now he's very successful and is doing whatever he's got to do. So yeah, Ram, you're welcome. All right, for that, but it's okay. No, you just needed a house. We got you a house, and you're killing it. All right,
let's go
into the NFL, and let's talk about last week, Joe, if you don't mind.
Yeah, they were your picks.
They were my picks, yes, and all my picks are right except for your fucking Detroit Lions, right? Like they were the only reason why I did not go perfect. I did not go perfect last week on my locks because of the goddamn Detroit Lions. And what did your grandpa used to say?
Oh, I love you, Grandpa. He said, I don't care how you dress some sons of bitches up. They're still the goddamn Detroit Lions, son. They'll break your heart.
I'm going to give him another chance, though, so we got to think. But I did go 2 for 3 on my upsets. However, all 3 upsets covered the spread. All right, so if you're going to bet the upset picks that I give you, I bet them money line at $20 a pop, right? I put them on for money line. The safe bet is to bet them against the spread when I say that's my upset because I think that game's going to be really fucking close. All right, so pay attention to that when I go through these bets. All right, Joe, let's run these buckets.
All right. Speaking of them Lions, we got Atlanta rolling into Detroit. Detroit's -3 favorite with a 46 over/under.
Here is where you can take advantage of Vegas, I think. Vegas already put a lot of love into the Lions, and then the Lions, probably didn't make them a lot of money. But I'm going to lock them again, Joe. I'm going to lock the Lions at -3. I am locking that. I am putting $50 myself on that game alone. All right, that is a lock.
They want that one. All right, we're going Buffalo. This is going to be a closer game than Vegas thinks, in my opinion. Buffalo going into Washington. Washington is +6 at home with a 43 over/under.
I'm glad you said that. I got the Bills circled here. I'm not going to gamble on it, but I do think Washington covers here.
They're better than people think.
Well, they're not that good, but their front four and the turnover machine that Joe Allen is, their front four is going to make Josh Allen go nuts. So yeah, I like the Redskins to cover that 6, but I circled the Bills money line.
Believe we got a lot coming. Denver rolling into Miami. Miami is -6.5 at home with a 48 over/under.
How did you know that? Lock it
because
up.
Because I've been your color man on these since we started, and I can feel it. Yeah, we're in the zone. Mind melt.
Now, here's the Vegas help. Jalen Waddle's out. All right, so that's why the spread stayed low.
Is that going to make Tyreek Hill slower? No? Okay, I like the Dolphins.
But it does make one of those two open.
Touche.
Right? So I just don't see the Broncos scoring on Miami. They got some Colorado guys here. We got some Colorado guys here. All right, are the Broncos going to make this a game or not?
Not a fucking chance.
You shut your dirty whorish mouth.
Now remember, this is a gambling show, Brian. This is not about what we think. This is a gambling show.
Brian, you actually have a little hope on this one, huh?
No, but I still hold season tickets to the Broncos, so I need them to fucking play better.
And
As does
Russell
America.
Wilson, stop kissing babies.
Stop kissing babies and start throwing touchdowns. Now,
I want my quarterback to be a dick like Rodgers, even though his Achilles exploded like an A-bomb in 1 second.
And I'm glad we're on the Broncos now, because anybody who brings up gambling in the NFL is the hardest sport to gamble on. I don't care what you say, right? And I do very well at it, because this is the only thing I actually pay attention to, other than 10th Mountain Bourbon and freaking podcasts, right? So you saw Russell Wilson throw a Hail Mary last week. It got connected, right? And then they got pass interference in the end zone. They didn't call it for the 2-point conversion. But if you're gambling on that game, and the Big Earl told you to take the other team, which I did, right? Like that Hail Mary, I'm sorry, that got tipped 3 times and got caught. Like I'm sorry. Like, and now my wife is used to this, where I'm like, watch how every game in the fourth quarter in the NFL, minus like 1 or 2, becomes a game. Every single one of them, it becomes a game. Right? That's why I love the NFL so much. All right, off my soapbox. What we got next, Joe?
All right. We got Houston going into Jacksonville, and I think Jacksonville might be getting a little more love than they should on this one, but you're probably thinking I'm wrong. Jacksonville's -8 at home with a 44 over/under.
No, I agree.
Okay.
So I'm circling Jacksonville money line. Don't bet this with the spread.
All right, we got Indy before they kill this kid at quarterback, rolling into Baltimore. Baltimore's a -8 with a 44 over/under.
Yeah, I've called for this since week 1.
This kid's never going to finish the season.
He's never going to finish the season. He's never going to have a career, and that's a shame, because he's one of the greatest athletes we've seen drafted since Michael Vick, right?
Touche. He is.
And he's done nothing but come in and pretty much win with the Colts as a rookie. And he's coming in and saying, I'm the best athlete on this field. Well, sorry, athlete. 260-pound linebackers are coming downhill at your head, okay? And they're going to smash it. And what I'm more mad about, and I'm mad about because I have PTSD and I have to go to fucking therapy, because there wasn't TBI when I got blown up, right? There wasn't, hey, take fucking 4 months off. It was two days later, get your ass back in the fucking turret and get after it, right? It's like, He was knocked out in week 1. Knocked out.
Yep.
What the hell was he doing playing in week 2? All right. He plays in week 2 and he gets knocked out again. And the second one was not as bad. But why did he have to all of a sudden start wobbling? Because of week freaking 1.
Because of the first one. The second one doesn't need to be much.
Sit him down for 3 weeks.
Yep.
All right.
It's Indy. You're not going to play in the postseason.
It doesn't matter if you were. Save this young kid's life.
Yep.
Like, what are you doing? All right. I'm mad.
Okay. Now this next one. Who thought we'd see no wins for either team in week 3 of this game? We got the Chargers going into Minnesota. Minnesota's a -1 favorite at home with a 54 over/under. I like that under.
Yeah, I mean, not really. Like I can see some points getting scored there. I like the upset pick here. This is my upset right here, because obviously I'm taking the Chargers. I think they wake up here. They've blown what now 3 games in a row, counting last year's playoffs. They've blown 3 double-digit leads in the fourth quarter, 3 straight games, to include the playoffs. So last year in the playoffs, first 2 weeks of the season, they've blown double-digit leads. I just think they're gonna pour it on in the first half and get after it. Now go back to the game I was crying about. The Ravens are missing 7 starters. So careful on that 8-point spread. All right, they're missing 7 starters. So easy on that spread. All right, next one.
All right, we got the Patriots, who do not have a win yet, rolling into the Jets, who are a plus 2.5 home dog with a 36 over under.
All right, upset and lock it. Jets are going to win this game.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, Jets are going to win this game. I got it. This is the Bill Belichick factor, where there's no way Bill Belichick goes 0-3. Well, the Jets are kind of loaded, and they've faced 2 Super Bowl contenders back to back, and they beat one of them.
Yeah,
so it's like, all right.
With Zach Wilson doing Zach Wilson shit for 3 3/4 of the game.
Yeah. I like the Jets here to. Dude, if there's a prop bet to put Jets winning by 6 or more, do it.
All right, we got your boys coming up. New Orleans, who is undefeated, rolling into Green Bay. Green Bay is a -1 at home with a 42.5 over under.
I don't like doing this because
you're calling upset.
I'm from Wisconsin. No, I'm calling Pack as a lock. All right.
Oof. All right.
All right. People don't realize that the Packers were missing 3 All-Pros last week. All right. And then they were a victim of bad coaching last week. Right. Whatever. Doesn't matter. But Aaron Jones is back. Bakhtiar might not play. Christian Watson's probably coming back. All right. Even if they don't, who have the Saints played and beat? All right. I'm just saying, you're about to run into a healthy Rashawn Gary, a healthy Preston Smith.
University of Michigan.
Yep. Healthy Jair Alexander. That defense is fucking hungry. All right. So they're going to get after it. So I like the Pack here in a lock.
All right. We got the Tennessee Titans rolling into Cleveland. Cleveland is a -3.5 point favorite at home with a 39.5 over under. My God, Nick Chubb's injury was gruesome. Oof.
Yeah. Didn't like that at all. And
that one made me scream.
We're seeing that. And again, I haven't played fantasy football in years, and I kind of stay away from it. But I'm playing it this year. And the reason why I don't is that people get excited when people get hurt. And I'm like, man, we just lost a guy that is phenomenal to watch on TV. Like, we just lost. And then I got it. He's paid. He's a millionaire. Yada, yada. No. Like, Nick Chubb's a freaking stud. And now
he's a good dude. He's one of the good guys off the field too.
And we don't get to watch. Yep. We don't get to watch him on Sundays. All right. I'm still going freaking Browns here. I'm still going with them. They got 4.
Yeah, they got Kareem Hunt already off the couch.
He knows the offense. Yeah, I'm going Brown. And again, people are sleeping on that Browns defense. Like, don't sleep on that defense.
Okay, this next one's going to be a lock. I can feel it coming. We got Carolina at 405 going into Seattle. Seattle is a 5.5 point favorite with a 42 over under. I think they're going to win by 10.
Not a lock.
All right.
Well, I know.
Why?
Bryce Young is out, but DK Metcalf might be out as well. So watch the injury report on this one. All right, injury report on this one. I go Hawks lock, but if those players are out, this is going to be a nail biter, but I still go Hawks.
The funny thing is, anybody else takes that hit, their season's over. It was a clean shot on the ribs from a safety who had a 5-yard sprint, and then the safety got hurt because he hit DK Metcalf, and Metcalf is made of stone.
Let's talk about DK Metcalf real quick. If 10 pounds.
He's a freak. He's an alien.
He qualified in the top 10 in the U.S. Olympic trials.
Yeah.
He's 240 fucking pounds.
Yeah. Yeah. Just watch him chase down the turnover. That might be the greatest highlight in NFL history.
No.
But all right. Oh, this is going to be a brutalization. We got the Bears going into Kansas City. Kansas City is a -12.5 point favorite at home with a 48 over under.
I'm going Chiefs here, but I'm not going to lock it at 12.5.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it. But I'm
their offense has sputtered a bit in the early going. To go 12.5.
Yeah, I mean, you got Travis Kelce, and that's it. So if he's healthy, yeah.
Justin Fields will still rush for 400 yards behind the line of scrimmage, running for his life, though. So I don't think the Bears are going to do too much. We got Dallas going into Arizona. Dallas is a 12.5-point favorite with a 43 over under. Boy, Vegas is caught on to Dallas.
Oh man, I've been on Dallas for 2 years.
They got sick of everybody beating them on betting on Dallas. We've been burning them for years.
Those of you who have not paid attention for the last 2 years of this show, if you would just bet my Dallas picks the last 2 years, you're up fucking $10,000.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you. Like
disclaimer:
Dallas,
I hate the Cowboys, but
I
my
don't like
wallet
the Cowboys
disagrees.
either, but this is a betting show. This isn't an emotional show. All right, like Dallas is going to destroy Arizona, destroy them. All right, they're going to win by 40. So lock this shit up. I know Diggs is out. Right, that sucks, but yeah,
it's not going to make a difference. We got Pittsburgh on Sunday Night Football going into Vegas. And Vegas is a 2.5-point favorite at home with a 43 over under.
As they should be. I go Raiders here.
Yeah. Got another Monday night doubleheader. And we got the Eagles going into Tampa Bay. With how Tampa Bay's looked, I'm a little more optimistic we might see a decent football game here. Tampa Bay is 5-point home dogs with a 45 over under.
Yeah, I do like Tampa Bay's defense. They've always been solid the last 3 or 4 years. I just think the Eagles are too strong.
Too loaded.
But I don't like the spread in Tampa. Good quarterbacks don't like playing in freaking Florida for some reason. So I'm just gonna go Eagles here money line.
All right. And then to cap it off, the doubleheader on Monday night, we got the Rams going into the winless Bengals, who are a 3-point favorite at home with a 43.5 over under. How you feel about that one?
I was fortunate enough to get this bet in at 1.5, and I got the Rams in an upset. The Bengals are a fucking nightmare. Okay?
They're a mess.
Like a nightmare. And Joe Burrow, God bless him. Again, I don't want him to be hurt, but take a lesson from the good team, Cincinnati. Sit your quarterback for 2 to 3 weeks. All right? Lose those 3 weeks. That's fine. Get into the playoffs as a wild card. Who cares? But you're going to destroy your quarterback's leg, right? He has a torn calf. Sit him down. All right? Just do it. All right? And anyways, yeah. So I got the Rams in an upset. So my upset picks are the Chargers, the Rams. All right, I think I picked another one, and the Jets. All right. So don't put that in a parlay. I do a $5 upset parlay every week. That's my upset parlay. Rams, Chargers, Jets. Put $20 on each of those to cover. Okay? They will. That's a fact. All right. My locks. Boys, Pack, Lions. All right. Lock it up. And the boys. It's 4 locks. All right. Do $25 on each of those. And do whatever those $25 pays out. Like the minus on that. Put that on a freaking parlay on those 4 teams. All right.
You said boys twice.
He did do that, didn't he?
I did. Sorry. Pack, Lions, boys. What did I miss? That's it. 3. Only 3. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, but you went to a 4th one.
Yeah, sorry. It's only 3. So do 3. I've been drinking 10 Mountain Bourbon. All right.
We get that excuse one time a show.
Yeah. So I got
10 pounds getting to me, boys.
No. Sorry, I missed it. The Fins. Yeah, the Fins are the 4th lock.
Okay.
Yeah, the Dolphins. Yeah. So the Dolphins are the 4th lock. I knew I had 4. I was like, damn it. I even wrote 4 down there somewhere. Like I had 4. Like I do.
And for the record, my team hasn't played in 25 years, but I'm still picking them. Houston Oilers all day long, baby. Come on.
Hey, that Warren Moon run and shoot, baby.
Come on. That's what I'm
I was
talking
going to say
about.
the Lions did make Geno Smith look like Warren Moon last week, so it made me think of him.
All right,
and Al Del Greco. Sorry. Nice. Greatest Oiler of all time.
There you have it all.
Hey, before we close this out, Oh, Lorenzo White. Yeah, absolutely. So, Kelly Ram on the chat thread. Again, we love to end our show with Bill talking about the nonprofits that he's associated with. And he's 100% correct. 100% that if you give your money to the Gold Star Teen Adventures, right, it will go to the right place. Why? Because number one, it's run by an active duty colonel, right? He's not taking a freaking dime off of it. All right. Like this money all goes to Gold Star Teen Adventures. And by now we're talking about Gold Star. People don't realize this. I've not been out of the Army for almost a year, 2 years now, right, Joe? 2 was it?
Yep.
2, right? Like who knows, right? But the children of the warriors that we lost, right? Nobody ever thinks about it except for us, right? We do, but like we have to do something for the kids that are left behind. Nobody ever thinks about them, and I'm guilty as shit about that.
Yep,
all right?
me too. It was Meeting Bill that put me on it.
Yep, and I'm sitting there like, man, I do all my wristbands, I do all my drinks, I do all this stuff for my battle buddies that I lost, that I loved. You know, and they had kids. Like, what are they doing? All right, so Gold Star Teen Adventures, please look it up. Look it up. All right, like they're phenomenal. And the colonel that runs it, you'll see his name. Right, he's an amputee. Like, again, if you don't like it, message me and we can fight about it. And then what's the other one, Joe, that he does for first responders? Blue Line. It's man, I can never get that one right. It's a Blue Line that's the one he does the marathons with. Yeah. I'm gonna screw up the name, but my bad. I wasn't ready for that. Where Blue Run to Remember.
That's it.
Yeah, Chris just put up there. Where Blue Run to Remember. And we're gonna fight against you bro vets out there. Yes, first responders, although they didn't serve in the military, they kind of do a lot more. Like, sorry.
Yeah, we didn't get demonized for doing our jobs like they do. So
yeah, exactly.
Remember the first responders.
So remember them. Wear blue to run to remember. So do that. And then obviously, before I close it out, last word, the 10th Mountain guys here with the donate and sponsor a platoon. All right, what do you guys got here?
Yeah, but we're excited. We're about to send off a bunch of stuff, a bunch of fun stuff to a platoon, a 10th Mountain platoon, actually, that's currently deployed. I always just love sending those guys and gals some love and let them know that we're thinking about them back here at home, and hopefully they return home safe here soon. So just putting together a bunch of cool stuff. If you want to be part of it, please reach out to us and let us know how.
Awesome. Bryan, any Marine words of expert?
Rah.
Nice. Perfect.
There we go.
Okay. So tomorrow we got Colin Palmer coming on the show on the Veteran Trash Talk Hour. He's a Navy SEAL who decided to color. So I don't know if he got that from the Marines, but he actually does comic books. So this is going to be fun to talk to Colin about why he decided to do comic books. We'll still make it funny because it's a dumpster fire. Other than that, drink your 10th Mountain whiskey, your 10th Mountain bourbon, or whatever the hell it does. All right, and we will see you guys tomorrow.
See you guys.